Shihao's capture by the Jiyu clan immediately shocked the Emperor clan descendants. Some believed the Jiyu clan wanted revenge because Shihao had previously captured the fearless lion and publicly declared that he would severely punish the traitor. Others quickly investigated and discovered that Shihao had not yet been taken away but was instead being detained inside the medicine refinement hall. After gathering more information, Mo Xian, Wu Kun, Qing Kun, and Yu Yu learned that the Jiyu clan's supreme being was teaching there and that War God Academy itself had approved the Jiyu clan's request. The Jiyu clan wished to take Shihao back to their ancient land to investigate secrets connected to the Nine Heavens, since their clan had been separated from that world for far too long. However, several academy elders feared the Jiyu clan's methods were too extreme and might cripple Shihao. So they insisted on keeping him inside the academy for the time being. Because the Undying Kings were still absent after entering the ancient burial land, the academy's highest authorities were divided over Shihao's fate, leaving the issue unresolved. Meanwhile, the Jiyu clan continued pressuring the academy, hoping to secure permission to deal with him as soon as possible. The medicine refinement hall was soon completely sealed, preventing anyone from entering. After repeated requests from Wu Kun, Yu Yu, Qing Kun, and the other Emperor clan descendants, the gates finally opened, allowing them inside. Even so, everyone was forced to stop dozens of meters away by a powerful barrier of symbols. Behind the barrier sat three supreme beings on prayer mats: the Jiyu clan's supreme being, an aged golden lion representing the fearless lion bloodline, and the supreme being of the fallen ancient monk bloodline. All three clans originally came from the Nine Heavens, making their simultaneous appearance especially significant. After carefully observing the scene, everyone noticed an ancient medicinal furnace burning before the three supreme beings. Realizing Shihao had been sealed inside the furnace, the entire crowd was horrified, with many believing he was about to be refined to death. Another powerful expert silently arrived and took the fourth prayer mat, questioning the Jiyu clan's methods. The Jiyu clan's supreme being calmly explained that Shihao's sea of consciousness contained powerful restrictions. Any direct attempt to search his memories would immediately trigger those restrictions and destroy his primordial spirit. Therefore, refining him inside the medicinal furnace was the only safe method to uncover the secrets hidden within him. The Tao flames beneath the furnace were not ordinary fire but flames created from Tao laws, personally controlled by the Jiyu clan's supreme being. He further stated that if the current furnace proved insufficient, Shihao would be brought back to the Jiyu clan and refined inside the legendary yin-yang furnace, a supreme treasure capable of reversing yin and yang and revealing every hidden secret within his body. Another expert agreed that if no other solution existed, they should indeed send Shihao to the Jiyu clan. As the refinement reached a critical stage, the medicinal furnace erupted with brilliant multicolored divine light, allowing everyone outside to clearly see Shihao inside. The Jiyu clan confirmed that Shihao was indeed being refined, leaving many shocked that the supreme beings were carrying out such a dangerous process in public. Instead of continuing to explain only the refinement itself, the Jiyu clan's supreme being began lecturing everyone present about medicine refinement and the great Tao. He stated that cultivation was like gathering medicine, while the human body itself was the greatest medicine in existence. According to him, Shihao's body possessed extraordinary hidden potential, and the current process was harvesting that human-grade medicine to reveal its deepest mysteries. Inside the furnace, Shihao's body underwent an astonishing transformation. His blood energy continuously flowed out while his flesh and skin were gradually cooked by the Tao flames. Streams of pure white essence emerged from every part of his body, and the furnace's yin and yang energies began separating his body layer by layer. As each piece of flesh was removed, mysterious medicinal flowers bloomed from it, demonstrating that every part of Shihao's body contained astonishing medicinal value. Eventually, even his skull was separated, exposing his primordial spirit to the refining process. At that moment, yet another supreme expert surrounded by wisps of undying energy arrived, followed shortly afterward by a sixth expert who was believed to belong to an emperor clan. He emphasized that regardless of whether the refinement succeeded or failed, Shihao's primordial spirit absolutely could not be damaged. If necessary, he supported sending Shihao to the Jiyu clan's yin-yang furnace instead. The fearless lion bloodline's supreme being coldly stated that Shihao would not die and that the process might even benefit him. although he clearly felt Shihao was being treated too leniently. Finally, the Jiyu clan's supreme being confidently declared that his clan had complete faith in its methods and that everyone only needed to watch the refinement continue. Shihao remained calm in the face of the fearless Lion clan's anger and the Emperor clan's opinions, while the overwhelming aura of the Jiyu clan supreme being silenced the entire hall. Even the young geniuses of the Emperor clans, including Wu Kun, Yu Yu, and Qing Kun, dared not speak, while the students of War God Academy watched in fear. As the great Tao flames intensified, the ancient yin-yang furnace gradually turned scarlet red before becoming transparent, allowing everyone to witness the terrifying refinement taking place inside. Shihao's blood essence continuously flowed out of his body. His flesh was broken down into radiant medicinal paste filled with divine force and natural laws. And everyone believed he had reached the end of his life. Even those who hated him could not help but pity the tragic fate of such a peerless genius. The fearless Lion clan's old lion finally broke the silence, praising the legendary yin-yang refinement and declaring that the human body great medicine, created from a living cultivator, was even more precious than any divine herb. Filled with resentment because Shihao had once captured its descendant as a mount, the old lion eagerly watched the refinement continue. Jiyu clan's elder silently maintained the Tao flames, while fallen ancient monk and another mysterious emperor clan supreme being observed the process. Inside the furnace, Shihao's bones were completely separated from his flesh, many of them beginning to crack and shatter. His primordial spirit roared in unbearable agony as every part of his body was refined separately. Even experienced cultivators such as Mo Xian, He Ziming, and Yu Yu felt chills and goosebumps after witnessing such a horrifying scene. The torture only became more brutal. Shihao's bones exploded into hundreds of fragments while medicinal flowers bloomed throughout the furnace, releasing a faint fragrance despite the furnace remaining sealed. Everyone was shocked that refining a human body could actually produce such medicinal phenomena. Jiyu clan's supreme being praised Shihao's extraordinary cultivation, saying that his vast spiritual force and powerful cultivation made him a truly exceptional, great medicine. His divine force, Tao comprehension, cultivation essence, and every trace of his lifelong achievements were extracted and condensed into the furnace. Several bloodthirsty experts from cruel clans even desired to consume the resulting medicine themselves, convinced that Shihao had already become nothing more than a priceless cultivation resource. One emperor clan supreme being finally questioned whether the Jiyu clan elder had gone too far by crippling Shihao before the immortal kings returned, warning that this could provoke serious consequences. However, the old lion argued that as long as Shihao's primordial spirit survived, the immortal kings could still search his memories. Although Jiyu clan's elder remained silent, many present believed he was acting even more viciously than the invaders themselves. Perhaps because he wanted to completely destroy one of the Nine Heavens' greatest talents before he could become a future threat. Shihao inwardly cursed these traitors, believing that they were even more hateful than the true enemies invading the Nine Heavens. While enduring endless suffering, Shihao realized that mysterious power was surrounding his primordial spirit, attempting to break the powerful seals protecting his sea of consciousness. The enemy supreme beings clearly understood that his memories had been sealed, preventing anyone from searching them directly. Fallen ancient monk explained that these seals were among the strongest sealing techniques in existence. Even experts far stronger than Shihao risked causing his body and soul to explode if they touched them carelessly. Although the seals were slowly weakening, the progress remained extremely limited, making the process dangerous for both sides. Suddenly, strange cracking sounds echoed from within the furnace, not from Shihao's bones this time, but from the divine chains of order representing his cultivation. Every supreme being present immediately changed expression, realizing something irreversible had happened. Wu Kun, Yu Yu, and the others also sensed that Shihao's cultivation, Tao laws, and natural order were collapsing. Jiyu clan's elder hypocritically sighed that Shihao had failed to achieve the miraculous rebirth he had supposedly hoped for, even though everyone understood that he had deliberately destroyed Shihao's future. Shihao personally felt everything he had cultivated with an imperial pass, his magical force, Tao achievements, divine chains of order, and the aura of the Nine Heavens, being violently torn apart and erased. For any cultivator, There could be no greater despair than watching every achievement accumulated over a lifetime be completely destroyed before their eyes. Shihao fell into grief and despair after his cultivation was destroyed inside the furnace. Although he had long expected a tragic fate after crossing to the foreign side, the reality was even crueler than he imagined. After years of overcoming countless hardships to become a supreme cultivator, everything he had achieved was ruined in a single day. Even so, despite feeling that death would be preferable, he refused to surrender to fate. The punishment shocked everyone present. The Jiyu clan elder claimed Shihao was only half-crippled because his primordial spirit had not completely collapsed. But the Emperor clan's supreme being, the golden-furred old lion, and the others all believed the punishment was excessively cruel. They feared Shihao had already lost all hope of recovery, while the Jiyu clan elder remained calm, insisting everything was under control and that he could still explain the situation to the undying kings. Shihao's primordial spirit continued weakening as hidden power was extracted from it. The fallen ancient monk warned that the restrictions within his soul were about to activate, which would cause his body and spirit to explode. The Jiyu clan elder insisted Shihao would not die. When questioned about why he had been treated more viciously than even his enemies, Shihao abandoned his hatred and calmed himself completely. Rather than despair, he accepted the suffering as the final trial of his life, astonishing the academy's students with his unwavering will and resolute Tao heart. As the human body great medicine refinement neared completion, Shihao's flesh, bones, organs, and body essence were almost completely extracted, releasing a fragrant medicinal aura. Suddenly, his primordial spirit shone brightly, causing the furnace to shake. The old lion and Emperor clan supreme being immediately panicked, fearing the restrictions within Shihao's sea of consciousness would activate and destroy him, making them unable to answer to the undying kings. They ordered the Jiyu clan elder to activate the yin-yang reversal technique. The furnace's yin-yang energy suppressed the restriction and saved Shihao from exploding. But it also severely damaged his primordial spirit, leaving it so weak that it could disappear at any moment. The Jiyu clan elder admitted that Shihao's Tao fruit had been completely destroyed because he had first been refined under the incomplete natural laws of the 9 heavens before being refined again in the foreign world. Restoring him would require rebuilding his body within the foreign world's perfect natural laws using priceless treasures, a cost he considered unnecessary. His explanation enraged the other supreme beings, who accused him of going too far and questioned how he would answer the undying kings if Shihao's primordial spirit disappeared. The elder proposed taking Shihao to the Jiyu clan's true yin-yang furnace to remove the restrictions within his sea of consciousness. But this suggestion was immediately rejected. Several days later, more supreme beings arrived to investigate. After learning about Shihao's condition, they became furious and firmly opposed sending him into the Jiyu clan's true yin-yang furnace. Believing he could die at any moment, the Jiyu clan defended its actions, arguing that it had originally planned to use the true furnace from the beginning but had been forced to use an imitation at War God Academy because others objected. Many still distrusted the true furnace and insisted Shihao had to be saved. They feared the undying kings would become enraged upon their return and believed Shihao might still have important value to the great ancestors. Realizing the coming era would witness an unprecedented upheaval, they ultimately decided to help Shihao rebuild his cultivation foundation within the foreign world and restore him. Shihao's condition was revealed to be far worse than anyone had expected. His body, life force, and cultivation had all been completely destroyed by the Jiyu clan elder, leaving almost nothing behind. Several supreme beings examined him and concluded that ordinary healing methods were useless, while his primordial spirit was already beginning to collapse and could disappear at any moment. Many experts furiously accused the Jiyu clan elder of deliberately crippling Shihao out of selfish motives, with some even suspecting that the Jiyu clan still held a grudge against the immortal ancient stone clan. Although they demanded that the Jiyu clan elder take responsibility, he calmly insisted that Shihao could only be saved with priceless heavenly treasures. Soon afterward, an undying being issued a decree ordering every clan to protect Shihao and do everything possible to revive him. The Jiyu clan elder then proposed sending Shihao to the immortal platform. This sacred mountain was said to be the severed head of an immortal king, containing astonishing spiritual essence capable of nourishing primordial spirits. Even cultivators whose souls had nearly dispersed could recover there, while those who cultivated on the mountain would rapidly strengthen their primordial spirits. Because countless experts had relied on the mountain throughout history, especially during the final era of Immortal Ancient, its essence was nearly exhausted, leaving only a handful of cultivation spots each year. Even so, the supreme beings had no other choice. Shihao was sealed inside a frozen coffin and personally escorted to the mountain under the authority of an undying being's decree. Despite many believing it was a waste to sacrifice one of the precious cultivation opportunities for him. When the group arrived at the immortal platform, several young geniuses who were cultivating there immediately welcomed the supreme beings. Among them was a descendant of the Scarlet King. After recognizing the unconscious Shihao inside the frozen coffin, the Scarlet King's descendant revealed intense killing intent and openly declared that he wanted to kill Shihao. The supreme beings placed the frozen coffin onto the mountain's sacred stone platform, the location with the strongest soul-nourishing power. As mysterious energy continuously flowed into his body, Shihao's dried-up primordial spirit gradually regained vitality. The complete Great Tao laws within the mountain also tempered his soul, making Shihao realize that he might have to rebuild his cultivation from the very beginning. Fortunately, he was granted permission to remain on the immortal platform for an extended period so his primordial spirit could continue recovering and become even stronger than before. Although Shihao's soul had stabilized, everyone understood that his ruined body still could not be restored. The supreme beings discussed using phoenix blood, whose legendary rebirth ability could reconstruct his destroyed body. The Jiyu clan elder unexpectedly agreed with this idea and suggested obtaining true blood from the Blood Phoenix clan living within the heaven-burning land. However, the Blood Phoenixes were descendants of the true Phoenix, possessing bloodlines comparable to the Emperor clans. Their race was notorious for its violent nature after becoming fallen phoenixes, and their territory was considered one of the most dangerous places in the world. When the Emperor clan's supreme being demanded that the Jiyu clan elder retrieve the blood himself since the disaster was his fault, he refused, claiming that his clan had long-standing conflicts with the Blood Phoenix clan. He even suggested telling the Blood Phoenixes that the Jiyu clan had nearly killed Shihao, believing this might increase the chances of obtaining their true blood. In the end, several supreme beings personally traveled to the heaven-burning land while the Jiyu clan elder remained behind. They all felt frustrated that they had to lower themselves and seek help for Shihao. The heaven-burning land was a silent scarlet wasteland stretching for thousands of miles without a single blade of grass. As soon as they approached, endless crimson flames erupted into the sky, filling the region with great Tao symbols capable of burning everything. Even the supreme beings dared not force their way inside and instead transmitted their voices, respectfully requesting an audience with the Blood Phoenix clan. After several attempts, the silent ancient land suddenly shook violently. A mountain-sized blood phoenix slowly awakened from the depths, opening its eyes as incomparably brilliant scarlet light burst forth, illuminating the heavens like two enormous blood-red moons, signaling the arrival of one of the clan's terrifying guardians. Within heaven-burning land, a terrifying blood phoenix radiated an overwhelming aura that caused even supreme beings to feel suffocated, as though the heavens themselves would be burned to ashes. Unlike the auspicious phoenixes of legend that brought prosperity and peace, this fallen blood phoenix was cold, bloodthirsty, and resembled a demonic god from hell. A group of supreme experts respectfully asked it for a portion of its true blood to save Huang, explaining that the Jiyu clan had gravely injured the young genius whom even the undying kings valued. Upon hearing that the Jiyu clan was responsible, the Blood Phoenix sneered, revealing its long-standing hostility toward the clan. It eventually agreed to help, but only under one condition. Huang had to come personally and obtain the phoenix blood himself. The Blood Phoenix insisted that such precious blood could not simply be given away because not everyone was capable of enduring its power. Although the supreme beings tried to persuade it by explaining that Huang was still lying on the immortal platform recovering from severe injuries, the Blood Phoenix remained firm, declaring that if Huang truly wished to survive, he had to come in person. The experts left with gloomy expressions, frustrated by its arrogance, but none dared challenge it because they feared an even older Blood Phoenix that had survived the immortal ancient war might still be hidden within heaven-burning land. Back at Immortal Platform Mountain, Huang's primordial spirit steadily recovered over the next several days. regaining its brilliance, though his physical body remained frozen and badly damaged. The supreme beings concluded that his soul still needed more time to stabilize before taking him to heaven-burning land. But they also worried that delaying too long might cause the Blood Phoenix to change its decision. During this period, Scarlet King's descendant, Kai Minghong, stared coldly at Huang's frozen coffin and vowed that if Huang managed to recover, he would personally kill him to avenge the humiliation his family suffered after Meng Tianzhong captured Emperor Clan Supreme being Kai Pu. At the same time, many experts sighed at the irony of risking so much to save an enemy, blaming the Jiyu clan's ruthless actions for creating such an absurd situation in the first place. After waiting 2 more days, they finally transported Huang's frozen coffin to heaven-burning land while keeping the immortal platform within reach in case his condition suddenly worsened. When the group returned, the Blood Phoenix appeared before they even announced themselves and immediately led everyone deep into heaven-burning land. Although Huang remained motionless inside the frozen coffin, his consciousness had already awakened, allowing him to observe the legendary fallen Blood Phoenix. He noticed that despite standing within endless flames, its eyes were incomparably cold. Completely unlike the benevolent true phoenixes described in ancient legends, the Blood Phoenix carried them hundreds of li into the restricted land, where the flames were so intense that ordinary cultivators would have been reduced to ashes instantly. Eventually, they arrived before a colossal ring-shaped cliff that sealed off the core of heaven-burning land. Even the supreme beings sensed an undying aura beyond the barrier and realized that entering the inner region would be extremely dangerous. The Blood Phoenix pointed toward the ancient cliff and declared that this was the place where Huang's fate would be decided. If he possessed the necessary destiny and qualifications, he could personally obtain the Phoenix blood, otherwise, everyone would have to leave empty-handed. Hanging from the cliff were more than 20 transparent jars and bone cauldrons, each containing brilliant crimson phoenix blood that emitted world-shaking divine fluctuations. The supreme beings were shocked to discover that these priceless containers had been suspended there for an unimaginably long time, preserving an astonishing amount of true phoenix blood within the forbidden land. Shihao was taken to the heaven-burning land, where the Blood Phoenix revealed more than 20 ancient containers hanging from blazing cliffs, each preserving a portion of precious fallen Blood Phoenix true blood. The Phoenix explained that behind the cliffs lay the clan's most important forbidden land, guarded by ancient unmatched experts whom no outsider could disturb. Long ago, after the Blood Phoenix clan settled there, many powerful clans and even undying kings came seeking their true blood. Unable to satisfy every request directly, the clan hung containers of true blood on the cliffs, allowing only those who shared fate with the blood to obtain it. Because the Blood Phoenixes had fallen into depravity, their bloodline had mutated, making the blood an unparalleled treasure for some but deadly poison for others. Anyone seeking the blood only needed to touch the containers to determine compatibility. Even after endless years, many vessels remained because very few people were qualified to inherit them. The Blood Phoenix also assured everyone that the blood had been perfectly sealed all this time, preserving all of its divine essence. The supreme beings carried Shihao's frozen jade coffin toward the cliffs, but the terrifying flames nearly melted the precious coffin. Seeing Shihao's severely crippled state after being ruined by the Jiyu clan, the Blood Phoenix inhaled all the surrounding flames, temporarily suppressing the inferno so the coffin could be opened safely. Assisted by the supreme beings, Shihao stretched out his fingers and touched the first ancient jar, causing it to tremble immediately. The Blood Phoenix confirmed that Shihao was compatible with the blood inside. It further explained that every container held blood from different Blood Phoenixes, each possessing different levels of purity and strength. Shihao then continued testing every remaining vessel. One after another, every container responded to him, astonishing both the Blood Phoenix and the gathered supreme beings. Among the blood were brilliant golden blood resembling molten gold, 5-colored blood that looked almost identical to pure phoenix blood, and an incomparably powerful drop that emitted phoenix cries while containing chaotic energy. The Blood Phoenix was shocked that Shihao could resonate with so many different Blood Phoenix bloodlines, something almost unheard of. Despite having access to all these extraordinary treasures, Shihao ultimately ignored the most dazzling blood and selected a small white bone container holding only a single thick drop of dark red blood that was nearly black. Unlike the other blood, It emitted no divine radiance or great Tao aura and even resembled corrupted blood. When the Emperor Clan's supreme beings asked about its origin, the blood phoenix only replied that this blood was far more tyrannical than all the others and warned Shihao that choosing it might ultimately bring him harm. Nevertheless, Shihao made his decision without hesitation. Although visibly reluctant, the blood phoenix finally agreed and handed over the white bone container, allowing the ancient blood, which had remained untouched for countless ages, to leave the cliff for the first time. The supreme beings then escorted Shihao back to Immortal Platform Mountain without encountering any resistance, placing the white bone container inside the frozen coffin with him so he could begin refining the blood phoenix true blood and recover from his crippled condition. Scarlet King's descendant Kai Minghong remained quiet, knowing he had no opportunity to interfere. As Shihao prepared for his transformation, one supreme being admitted he felt unwilling because the heaven-burning land, combined with such heaven-defying blood phoenix true blood, would certainly allow Shihao to recover completely and become even stronger than before. However, another supreme being responded indifferently that Shihao belonged to Imperial Pass, the enemy's side, and they were only saving him to avoid being blamed by the Undying Kings. Once Shihao had recovered and fulfilled his purpose, they could simply kill him again if necessary. After obtaining the fallen blood phoenix's true blood, the Emperor Clan prepared to use it to revive Shihao on Immortal Platform Mountain, a sacred land once used by immortal kings to recover after the Immortal Ancient War. Although many still intended to kill or torture Shihao later, they first had to ensure his survival, hoping the Undying Kings only desired something hidden in his head rather than valuing him for other reasons. Kai Minghong and the younger generation were ordered to stay away while the supreme beings carried out the dangerous transformation ritual. When the white bone vessel was opened, a single drop of dark red phoenix blood emerged, radiating immense power as if it contained countless stars and the origin of heaven and earth. The supreme beings recognized it as an incomparably precious treasure that could grant extraordinary fortune. Yet it was instead bestowed upon Shihao. The blood transformed into countless bloody threads surrounded by lightning, forcing the supreme beings to use ancestral methods to suppress its overwhelming power and carefully protect Shihao, especially his head, before allowing the blood to seep into his shattered body. Shihao's condition remained catastrophic. His body had been pieced together after the refining process. His cultivation and magical power had been completely destroyed, and even his primordial spirit still contained hidden injuries. Ordinary precious medicines could not save him, only the blood phoenix's true blood, famed for granting rebirth through flames, offered hope of restoring him from the brink of death. As soon as the true blood entered his body, violent lightning erupted around him, alarming everyone. Fortunately, the destructive power remained outside his body while the blood itself flowed safely through his flesh. His body began to bulge as immense streams of power raced through his veins like dragons, accompanied by distant phoenix cries. Shihao then witnessed fragmented memories carried within the blood itself, seeing the fallen blood phoenix slaughter countless powerful beings across the ancient world, even killing true immortals during its blood-soaked rampage. The phoenix blood soon displayed miraculous healing effects. A mysterious force spread throughout Shihao's body and soul, repairing his injuries and restoring vitality. His previously lifeless body began beating with life once more as the true blood continuously tempered his flesh. The supreme beings marveled that the blood's effects were truly heaven-defying, capable not only of healing him but also rebuilding his ruined body from the ground up. As the transformation continued, Shihao's body became translucent, allowing everyone to observe the phoenix blood change from dark red into brilliant scarlet before dark radiance emerged from within him. The supreme beings realized the blood contained two aspects, crimson blood and mysterious black radiance. Rather than harming him, these powers worked together to restore his vitality, reconstruct his destroyed Tao foundation, and recreate his cultivation from the beginning, potentially making him even more perfect than before. Suddenly, blazing phoenix flames erupted from Shihao's body, and the image of an ancient phoenix appeared, soaring toward the heavens. The scarlet blood and black radiance merged again, causing the flames to grow even more intense while boundless life force and complete great Tao laws descended from heaven into his body. The Emperor Clan's supreme being recognized this as the true meaning of phoenix rebirth through flames. Wrapped in divine fire, Shihao absorbed countless divine chains of order as the flames engulfed the entire immortal platform mountain. His rebirth and reconstruction progressed rapidly. But despite the astonishing recovery, Shihao himself suddenly became mentally tense. Sensing something unexpected was about to happen,